Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dragon's Lair for the fourth contest of the year for the Dragons, the third at home this season. Mark Winkle bringing you the action today as the Dragons will host the Allegany College Trojans here in Columbia, Maryland. Dragons come into the game with a 2-1 record coming off of a heartbreaking loss against CCBC Catonsville and looking to rebound from that tough one as the Allegany Trojans come into the Dragons Lair just 0-1 so far. They're just their second game of the season, and they lost 11-0 to Montgomery earlier in the week in their season debut. For the Dragons, they're full of depth. They've got a whole lot of players, a whole lot of talented players, and the name of the game for today will be a rotated roster as almost everybody on the starting roster today has not started a game yet this year. So Coach Dragunov trying to give some other players a chance to start. For Allegany, they only have 11 players shown up today, so no substitutions for them in this game. So it will be a difficult match for them. We'll be back after a few short minutes, and the national anthem will commence shortly. So the teams have lined up. We've listened to the national anthem. That means the only thing left to do is get this game underway as Howard Community College in their white uniforms, black shorts, and gold numbers going from right to left on your screen. The Allegany Trojans in their dark blue uniforms with the green trim going from left to right in this first half. Dragons prepared for the kickoff. Referees doing their last checks. And we are underway. As I mentioned, the Dragons, a very heavily rotated roster. Raul Castro, Easton Rackestraw, Berdini Paul, and Samuel Gomez making up the defensive line for the Dragons in this game. The midfield, Anald Mayembo, Nathan Portillo, Kyle Lanbakov, and Emmanuel Pope has moved up. Excuse me, Mayumbo is on the left side of the forward line here, with Pope on the right side, and wearing the number 10 uniform, playing the center striker role today for Howard. Mahmoud Mansour at least starting out. In goal for the Dragons, number 29, Gabriel Viteri. Viteri playing in his third game, his first start of the season. He started a bunch of games as a freshman last year. So far in his 90 minutes of play, he has allowed 4 goals, made 3 saves, and has an 0-1 record. Giveaway there by the Dragons, but able to get it right back, as Allegany playing a very conservative shape, but able to get another turnover, but give it right back, as Jacob Hartman couldn't control it for the team. Some pinballing of the ball around the box, and the Allegany goalkeeper, Colby Whiteside, able to punch it away at the last second. Seems to be flexing his arm, trying to stretch it out. Might have took a bit of a knock there, but will continue, as there is nobody on the substitution bench for Allegany in this game, so they need him to stay in there. But early pressure for Howard. Ball over the top. Mansour is behind the defense. Mansour, he'll take a shot. Just goes wide. And Mahmoud Mansour looked like he had every opportunity there to get the scoring started for Howard, but just pulled that shot a little bit left. Beautiful day out in Columbia. A little bit of a breeze. Sunny skies. Can't ask for a better day to have a soccer match between two collegiate programs that have known each other quite a lot over the years. Allegany from Cumberland, Maryland, out west. Particularly the basketball rivalry between these two schools has grown over the last few years. Allegany still trying to really grow and develop their soccer program, whereas for Howard, they're at one of the peaks that they have ever been. An absolute prime year for the Dragons as they look to accomplish some tall tasks this year. Mayumbo gives that one away, taken away by Damian Sandoval, and Sandoval drops the foul as Mansour just ran over the back of him. Mansour, who's tied for the team leading goals last year with 8. Still found out coming back this year that he was going to take more of a reserve role in this team, and yet playing in all 3 games, not starting any of them, he has already picked up 2 assists, along with 6 shots. 7 now that he has picked up 1 in this contest. Alamakov plays it through to Mayumbo. Mayumbo is behind the defense, takes his first touch towards the goal. Mayumbo versus the goalkeeper. Mayumbo's shot goes through the legs of Whiteside. Mansour tries to follow through with it, and what a save by Colby Whiteside on the double save, as Mayumbo tried to get cheeky and go through the legs of Whiteside. And then Mansour on the follow-up, saved again by Whiteside. This is Jason Newman trying to just go through the right side of the Howard defense. And Howard prevails. Long ball over the top, goes out of the bounds. Dragons take over control in the middle of the field again. Played into the box, but a good clear out by Reese Clem, number 3 of the Trojans. Throw-in goes backwards to Portillo. Alambakov plays it into the corner. Mansour tried to play it back. Slide tackle by Clem knocks it out of bounds. Both teams dealing with red card suspensions this game as Alambakov will hit a low cross into the box, goes all the way through. Mayambo picks it up on the far side. Long shot by Portillo will split the uprights and would result in 3 points in the other kind of football, but will end up being just a goal kick here. For Allegany, one of their starting defenders, Broden Green, is out on a suspension after his red card against Montgomery. And for the Dragons, Josue Sorto Ramos picked up 2 yellow cards against Catonsville and is also serving a suspension in this game. Obviously, with the Dragons having a roster of close to 30, able to weather that suspension better than the Trojans. Good control there by Sandoval, and has it tackled away from him. Rackstraw heads it forward, but I think he had plenty of time there in the center of the park. Probably could have just settled that down and picked his head up to find a teammate. Portillo will do exactly that as he picks the ball up in midfield and will play it back. Castro goes wide to Paul. Paul under pressure, trying to dribble through, and Portillo does the wise thing of just playing it back to his goalkeeper as Howard just tries to get under control here. Castro under pressure, slides it over to Paul. Berdini Paul plays it up to Alambakov. He's got options to go with. Mansour is the option in the middle. Mansour, he's in on goal. Tries to play it over to Pope, and Pope is offsides. And the Dragon coaching staff asking the question of Mansour of why he didn't just go straight forward and shoot. But he tried to play his teammate, who was wide open in his defense, just unfortunately did so from an offsides position. Goal kick played short. This is Colburn Mallory, and he is only able to just hit it into the middle of the park. And once again, Dragons just get control as Allegany tries to keep their defensive shape. Played into the box, knocked away by Jacob Hartman. Key interception there. And now Ethan Hoppert tries to play it up, looking for Gomes, and Gomes will be able to win his team a throw-in on the play. Unfortunately, we have no stats from Allegany's first contest, so we don't really have much to go off of other than the fact that the final score was 11-0, but Montgomery typically has a very strong soccer program, so it's not overly surprising to see Montgomery put up a lot of goals against any opponent, much less Allegany, who again playing with some low roster numbers, but so far doing a good job of trying to just contain the Dragons from making any strong progress. Free kick for Allegany as number 30, Trenton Teichel, will hit a long ball deep into the box. Headed away. Hartman picked up the rebound, tried to get a shot off, knocked away at the last second by Paul, and now the Dragons are on the counter. Alambakov unable to get past Newman. What a recovery by Jason Newman to stop the fast break. Castro. This is Rubio Martinez. Gets it forward to Lombakov. He's pulling the strings in the middle of the park right now. He'll play it into Pope. Pope, first time, crosses into the box. Good play by Whiteside as he gloves it down and is able to prevent any Dragons. But then he throws it right back to Howard. Ball played forward, Rakestraw to Lombakov. Lombakov with a shot, saved by Whiteside. So already the goalkeeping of Colby Whiteside coming through as he has made 3 saves early on in this contest. Punted forward. Headed away. Hopper. Given away. Mayumbo flicks it around him. Once again, Lombakov with time. Tries to play Pope through. Pope tries to get around his defender, but eventually he just takes out Clem. And it will be another foul on the Dragons. Teichel. Played back, but then given away. Castro comes first to it. Played forward through Portillo. Portillo to Mayumbo. Mayumbo cuts inside, taken down, and that will be a penalty kick for the Dragons. A great first touch by Anald Mayumbo to cut it back inside, and he clearly would have had an open shot at goal before being taken down by Mallory. It will be Emmanuel Pope standing over the ball here. Pope has already scored 2 goals this season, has not attempted a penalty kick so far in this campaign. Whiteside getting instructions from the referee right now as to what he can and can't do. Nods his head. Right now, Pope standing directly behind the ball. I would imagine the right-footed shot will come at a slightly different angle unless he just plans to power it right through. And that's exactly what it does. Saved by Whiteside. What a play by the goalkeeper. Colby Whiteside guessed right, was at the right height, and just paws it over the net. And a great play by him. Dragons do have a corner kick out of it. Lombakov. Beautiful cross. And Pope tried to make up for it right away as his header was going on goal, but blocked away. And it will be another corner kick for the Dragons. This time it will be Portillo on the far side. Ethan Portillo chips it into the center of the box. Pope again with the header. This one goes wide. Portillo follows it up and just hits it out of play for a goal kick. So the Dragons, with a number of opportunities in this game, unable to capitalize so far. Played short again. Mallory just hits it into the center of the park. Typically not what you want to see off of a ball on your own side. Mansour, he'll turn and shoot. That goes well high. And the Dragons continue to keep the shooting gallery on, but Allegany, led by their freshman goalkeeper, Colby Whiteside, has so far kept the Dragons off the scoreboard. So the Dragons will make their first substitution as Jonathan Griffith will make an appearance, and he will move right into the center forward position, taking over for Mahmoud Mansour with a couple of more substitutions coming. So 2 more substitutions for the Dragons as Freddie Romero makes an appearance, and that will be a goal for Howard. And just like that, I was just about to mention the fact that the Dragons changed up their entire front line, and it immediately pays off, although it's the midfielder, Alambakov, who scores. So just seconds after Coach Stefan Dragunov changed up his entire front three, the offensive line, they do break through, and after 15 and a half minutes play, it is Alambakov who comes through with the goal as another ball is played in and will be hit away. Alambakov will try a long shot this time. It will be saved by Whiteside. For Alambakov, that is his first goal of the season. As he has started in all 4 games, one of the few starters in this game that has been starting regularly through the season. And he has rewarded Coach Dragunov for that decision. Alambakov, nice little 1-2 with Rakestraw. He's looking for somewhere to go and just plays it back. Now it's Alambakov trying to go over the top, looking for Griffith. Griffith muscles his man off the ball, plays it back. Ruanu. And after sliding tackles from both sides, it will be a Dragons throw-in. Portillo given away to Xander Johnson. Johnson just trying to hold up play and get some possession for his team. Knocked away by Paul. Portillo finds Romero. Romero looking for somewhere to go with it. He'll chip it over the top for Ruano. Cross over, and Griffith with the open header on the far side. Could not have had a better situation for him, and he headed it straight into the waiting body of Whiteside. Castro finds Paul. Dragons working their one-touch passing nicely at the moment. Over the top. Alambakov trying to chase it down, but it is going to be Mallory who gets to it first, and he'll hit it out of play. Rakestraw will just mortar shot one into the middle of the box, headed away by Mallory. And knocked out of play by Hoppert as Dragons will have to reset from their own half. Long shot by Portillo, and that will be a worm burner, but Whiteside picks up another save. Long punt by Whiteside, and frankly, that's probably a good idea, just to do a coffin corner punt and just try to get the ball to flip to the other side of the field and see if you can open up some space. But the Dragons come right back through. Romero is behind the defense. Romero, he'll take the long shot, and he just got too much backspin on it as it will sail over the crossbar. Not really threatening Whiteside's goal at all on that one. Hartman with some room to carry the ball forward now, but taken away by Portillo as he cut off the angle. Plays it into a wide open Ruano. Ruano gets around Whiteside. Ruano, and with a wide open net, he chips it over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick for Allegany. Brandon Ruano did everything right except put the ball into a wide open net. But a nice build up for Howard. Goal kick by Mallory is able to hit it to midfield. Chased briefly by Josh Gomes, but Howard gets possession again. Now they're right back at it. Allegany now trying to hold a high defensive line, trying to do an offsides trap for Howard. Alambakov plays in Ruano. He's onside. Ruano gets another chance, and this time he does not miss. Brandon Ruano will hit it into the bottom left corner of the net, and a great through ball by Alambakov picks up an assist to go along with his goal in this game, and Howard doubles their lead to 2-0. So the Dragons get right back at it, immediately on the front foot, played forward, and chipped into the box, going to the far post again. Griffith tries to play into Ruano, cleared out by Allegany. Griffith plays it into Portillo. Rakestraw. Romero. Alambakov again. Alambakov shot saved by Whiteside. Martinez plays it up through Alambakov. Now Alambakov goes to the far side. This is Griffith, and Griffith will be offsides on this play. It's not off by much, just by a hair, but enough so to have the flag raised on the far side of the field. Dragons, their second offsides, but frankly, with all the times that Allegany has tried to play that offsides trap, really doing a much better job in keeping themselves onside and not getting themselves caught on that, as opposed to previous games where that has been an issue. This will be Trenton Teichel, the sophomore. Faked a booming kick and instead went short to Mallory, but it's given away quickly. Alamakov over the top, and Ruano is offsides. And Allegany is fortunate to get away with that one, as Ruano was just wide open. There was nobody remotely near. In fact, he could have very easily held his run for about 5 yards and made the run and still had no defenders on him. Teichel this time will go over the top, trying to play a low line drive through ball. Newman, a willing runner, trying to get onto the end of it, but it rolled all the way into the hands of the Dragons goalkeeper, Viteri, who hasn't had to do much in this game. Alanbakov, he'll play it through. Ruano is in. Brendan Ruano again tries to dribble around the goalkeeper, Whiteside, got enough of it. Now it's going to be a shot off the post. Freddie Romero tried to curl one around, and it goes off of the left post and bounces harmlessly away. And the Dragons will make a couple of substitutions now. So the Dragons making a couple substitutions as normal starting forward Leonard Denor gets into the game. As Dragons are right back at it. Ruano tees one up, blocked. And a big block by Mallory, and Allegany again is able to clear it out. Also entering the game for the Dragons and making his first appearance of the season, number 7, Didier Estrada. Estrada, the freshman out of Hydesville, Maryland, had become a normal starting midfielder for the Dragons in the spring season, but ultimately suffered a pretty tough injury and was forced to sit out the rest of the season, missing the first 3 games of the year, still recovering from that injury now, given the green light to get back on the field. Teichel gets into that one. And we'll be headed out for an Allegany throw-in. Throw-in goes backwards to Mallory, and he'll just play it up immediately. Played across. Romero, who has moved from the right forward to the left back position, showing off his versatility. Portillo chips one over the top. Ruano running onto it. Can't get through Mallory, but then given away. Denor. Denor through. Shot is saved by Whiteside. My goodness, Colby Whiteside is just putting in an effort for these Trojans today. His 9th save in just under 30 minutes of play, some of them in dramatic fashion. Portillo goes to the near sideline to take the corner kick. Will go for the front post low, squirts all the way through, nobody there, and Mallory is eventually there to pick it up, and he'll give it right back. Played into, shot by Ruano, goes off the high post, was hunting for the top right corner, and just goes off the post. Whiteside saved by the metalwork there. Portillo trying to play it around. Fancy footwork from Nathan Portillo, headed away by Tykel, and then Mallory will finish clearing it out. Now Rackstraw. Denor tries to run through it, but it will go out of bounds for a goal kick. We are glad you are watching this game from wherever you are. If you're sitting in an office, if you're gardening with tomatoes, whatever it is you might be doing, we appreciate you stopping in to watch this game, as the Dragons have been in firm control of this contest so far. And Dragons will make another substitution. As Dylan Portillo will come in for Raul Castro. Portillo has some space to work with on the left forward spot. Trying to get around, he'll play it into Griffith, but taken away by Jacob Hartman. A nice interception for the right back of the Trojans. Played short on the corner kick. Portillo, Nathan that is, tries to play it in as the two Portillos side by side there. 16 Nathan Portillo and 20 Dylan Portillo. Throw into Tykel, who is able to get it forward to Sandoval, and just knocked out by Rackstraw. Tried to throw forward for Newman. Newman still chasing it down, and under a lot of pressure, now Rubio Martinez able to play it back to Viteri and prevent an offensive chance for the Trojans. Played wide now. Portillo, nobody in the same zip code as Dylan Portillo. He'll take the shot to the near side and put it in for a goal. Dylan Portillo, a great run down this near side. And he will pick up the goal. And Dragons now with a 3-0 lead. Estrada tries to play it forward falls to Mayumbo. Mayumbo gets it forward to Rano. Rano, he's in on goal. Shot by Rano. Saved by Whiteside. Goes off the post on the follow-up. He will put it in, and the Dragons add another one. So Brandon Rano, an amazing save by Whiteside on the first play. But unfortunately, his defense was not there to cover him on the second one. Dragons put another one in very short order. Griffith called for offsides on that one. For Rano, his second of the game and fourth of the season, now tied for the team lead along with Evan Doughton. This is given the opportunity to really add to his total in this contest. Nice 1-2 ball there with Griffith. Romero plays in Dylan Portillo. Portillo plays it low, trying to find Griffith. Griffith the shot. What a play. What a shot. And Dragons just making it look easy right now. A well done build up and counterattack there. And Dragons now in full control of not only the possession of the game, but also the scoreboard. So Dragons extend their lead to 5-0, and just to add to it, they're now starting to put some of their starters back in as they try to rotate. This is Denor, plays it forward. Doughton gets a shot, and that one goes just wide. So Doughton and Cargbo enter the game, two normal starters for Howard as they're trying to just rotate out their bench players from getting too tired. Another corner kick, played short. This will be put in. Second chance. Nathan Portillo chips into the box. Headed by Rackstraw, saved by Whiteside. Another chance at it. Doughton tried to put it back into the box on a low cross, and that is knocked away. Easton Rackstraw very close to picking up his first collegiate goal on that play. Rackstraw gets it forward to Denor. Denor plays it around his defender. Denor off to the races. He's got players in the box and played it too far behind them. Comes back to Denor. He'll try again. Fancy footwork, and that is hit into the teammate of two Trojans just getting in the way of each other, trying to get it out, but eventually are able to do so. Romero gives it to Doughton. Doughton tries to go through 3 Trojans, and eventually it's going to be cleared out by Hartman. Estrada finds Cargbo. Played forward. Cargbo tried to get on the end of it, and Whiteside just got a hand on it, and enough to knock it out of the way. Tenor picks it up, checking back for it. Rackstraw supports him. Portillo finds Doughton. Doughton gets it into Dylan Portillo, into the corner. What a play around. Dylan Portillo into the box. Shot saved by Whiteside on the follow-up. Cargbo with the shot, and that's saved by Whiteside also. A double save by Colby Whiteside. As he continues to just put in an incredible effort for these Trojans. 13 saves so far and counting. As there's some confusion here as to what the call will be. Referee going to have a chat. I believe it was a couple of players, one from each side, that knocked into each other, and both look worse for the wear. And the trainer will be called. We'll stop the clock and we'll take a quick break as the trainer comes on the field.
Break time? Finally?
And now the trainer is going to be waved off, and play will continue here shortly. Played forward again. Portillo again wide open. Dylan Portillo goes around the defender, shot, and cleared off the line by Mallory. And a nice play by the Trojans defender. So the Dragons continue to bring in some more of their starters as subs, or their regular starters as subs. And Trevor Kerr and Alan Kamaga entering the contest to get some playing time in. Doughton there had another chance for the Dragons, but that one went well high of anything productive. Played short, and Cargbo goes through the back. As a foul is called on the Dragons. Portillo plays it forward. Doughton, step over, goes through, shot by Doughton, and it's going to be cleared off the line again by Mallory. His second play, saving the goal for the Trojans. And that one is highlight reel worthy, as he came out of nowhere to stop that one from going into the net. Sandoval trying to get through the Dragons. Still going through. He'll hit it forward, trying to get it to his teammate Johnson. Johnson still going through and almost got to it. Viteri able to play it out just in time. Now it's going to be Hartman, and that is cut out by Kerr, and now it's the Dragons on the counter. Dylan Portillo, he's got room to go with. He plays it forward for Cargbo. Cargbo finds a wide open Doughton, now under pressure. Doughton will pick up the ball, turn, step over, a second one, gets into the box, shot by Doughton, goes high and wide. As some great footwork by Doughton was followed by an unfortunate shot attempt. And that will be played out, and it will be a Howard throw-in. So some last-second questioning here as the Dragons look like they may have put the ball in the goal in the last second. Now the referees are conferring there may have been an offsides call as we try to see what happens. Referee says no goal, no goal. And that will be the end of the first half as the Dragons will take a 5-0 lead into the break. We'll be back with you for second half action after this break. Second half underway in Howard Community College, Columbia, Maryland, as the Dragons hosting the Allegany Trojans in this men's soccer contest. Dragons with the 5-0 lead after halftime. We did get clarification about the play at the end of the first half, as it was deemed to be a dangerous play on the Dragons, so a foul occurred, and therefore the goal, which would have been in on time, was discounted as Emmanuel Pope had a wide open shot from right in front of the net. And once again, Colby Whiteside comes through for the Trojans. Whiteside with 14 saves in the first half, as the Dragons have just absolutely bombarded his goal. Dragons with 36 shots in the first half, 21 of them on goal. They did come up with 5 goals, but still just a very one-sided affair so far. Alan Bakov with the corner kick will go over everybody and out of play. Dragons putting Allegany under pressure there as Mallory's forced to just clear it out. Throw-in goes to Pope. Samuel. Portillo. Pope. Mallory under pressure from Mansour, able to hold on to it, and playing with it just a little bit too long does get it away, and a foul is called on Mansour behind the play. Long free kick by Mallory. Takes a couple of bounces, and finally Castro gets a touch on it. Played into the corner, and Pope will earn the team a corner kick. It will be the right foot of Ilan Bakov hitting the outswinger. Goes right to the penalty spot. Mansour swing and a miss on it, and cleared out by Hoppert. Now, Newman, he's been the best chance for Allegany to get the ball forward, and can't quite get the ball under control there. Collision between a couple players, and we will stop the clock as Trenton Teichel took a mighty whack at Mayumbo, I believe that is, on the far side, and will be called for a yellow card. Just the first foul against Allegany in this entire contest, and it results in a yellow card. You don't see that very often. It It will be Allegany who stands over it. This time he'll have a chance to curl it in, and it will one bounce right into the waiting hands of Whiteside. Samuel wins it back for Howard. Portillo gives it to Rackestraw, who lets it just run. Plays it through. Mansour, he's onside. Mansour shot saved by Whiteside again. He'll try a second shot. This one's blocked, and Whiteside will come sliding through to clear it out. And that will hit off the hand of Martinez. Mansour shoved off the ball by Oscar Molina, and foul is called. And Mansour played a little bit too far forward on the restart. Allegany. Portillo flips it over the top. What a beautiful ball. Shot, and that is put into the goal. What a play. Nathan Portillo with the fantastic through ball. And Raul Castro came all the way from the defensive line, made a great run forward, and puts it in for goal number 6. So Castro scores his first collegiate goal. In fact, that was just his first shot of the season. That's a great shooting percentage to hang on to. Played forward. Mayambo finds Mansour on the pullback. Shot, Mansour scores, and he'll make it 7. And Dragons take the ball right back and get called for the offsides. But once again, this second half, all Howard. Dragons struggled to score early on in the first half of this contest. having no trouble piling on the goals so far early in this second half. Over the top again, Pope. He's behind the defense. Pope, he'll try to play it back across. Mansour. Mansour will put another one. Mahmoud Mansour on a great play. An unselfish play by Emmanuel Pope. Dragons now make it 8. And Mansour tried to make it a hat trick on that one. Just called off. Again, not by much on that one. Mansour put in his second of the game, second of the season. And for Mayumbo, it is his first assist of the year. "10 minutes into this second half. Dragons already putting in 3 goals and not showing any signs of relenting. Sandoval. Hard collision there, and that could bring the referee to making a reach into his pocket. Samuel will get a talking to on that one. Lucky to not be carded on that play as he came in pretty late on the slide kick. Teichel stands over it. Will very likely be trying to put this one into the box. Why not? A great ball right into the center of the box. Mallory goes up for it. Mallory cannot get his foot on it as the Dragons' new goalkeeper, Lesbian Monroy, who came in to start the second half, will be able to control that one. Push out a play by Paul. Played in quickly. Hopper. Alambakov gets control, and now it's going to be played quickly. Mansour and Pope are both on the move. Both are running past the entire Allegany defense. It's going to be Emmanuel Pope. Pope does not catch that shot cleanly as he just hit it with the side of his foot and kind of looked like it hit off his ankle more than his foot. And it will go wide of the net. And frankly, Pope should have done better with that. Foul called on the Dragons. Mayumbo got a little bit too much of that. Dragons were off to a fantastic start of the season. An 8-0 win over Carroll, an 8-2 win at Southern Maryland. Looked like everything was firing on all cylinders, and then went to CCBC Catonsville and were just stymied by the Cardinals. A second half red card by Josue Sorto Ramos certainly did not help anything, as the Dragons were forced to play 10 men trying to come back, and after scoring first and gave up 2 second-half goals and falling in a crucial regional matchup, Alan Bakov. Great sprawling effort there by Molina. Alamakov puts it back into the box. Finds Castro on the edge. Castro with the shot. One hopper. Saved by Whiteside. As Whiteside was able to just knock it down and then control the rebound. Sandoval unable to control that one. Samuel finds Portillo. Castro again making a bombing run forward and looks for Mansour. Just a little bit too much pepper on that one. Whiteside punts it. Johnson tries to get some control under it, but played nicely by Martinez. This is Rackstraw. Rackstraw, he's going to play it through. And the flag will go up on Mansour. And the player's unaware of it. And now, finally, the referee will blow his whistle to call the offsides. Another close one, but I do believe Mansour was just a step or two offsides on that one. Tycho clearly has shown the biggest boot on the Trojans. This time he'll play it to the corner. That's a great ball from Tycho. Sandoval, good soft first touch. Gomez, back to Sandoval. Sandoval looking for somewhere to go through with it, but it's going to go backwards. Mallory finds Clem. Clem goes back to Mallory. And that's given away. Mansour, he's open on goal. Mahmoud Mansour cuts it around. He'll take the left-footed shot. Saved by Whiteside again. My goodness, Colby Whiteside. Yes, he's given up 8 goals in this game, but he has had a day. Rackstraw trying to set himself up for the shot. Looking for the half volley. Now it's going to be Pope. Pope, that one takes several deflections. And the referee apparently disagrees as he will call it a goal kick. And it will go out of play. Dragons making a triple substitution there as Trevor Kerr, Brian Navas, and Alan Kamaga come in. All 3 normal starters for the Dragons. All the time in the world for Pope to try to line that one, and this one he hits over the crossbar as Pope having a little bit of trouble finding his sniper tendencies that he's trying to just get. Excuse me, that was Mayambo, not Pope, so the far side forward for the Dragons failing on that one. This is Pope, and he will be called for the foul as he and Alanbekov teamed up to sandwich Sandoval. Sandoval plays it quickly. Kerr first to it. Finds it. Easton Rakestraw, who's played, I believe, all 60 minutes so far this game. Plays through Mansour. Mansour doesn't miss on that one. Mahmoud Mansour completes his hat trick on a great through ball there by Rakestraw. 9 on the board for the Dragons. And once again, right after the kickoff, the Dragons just take control right away. And this time it's going to be Alanbekov who will try a long-range effort. This one sails over the net as Howard continues to just rotate out the roster, and Mansour will get a much-deserved rest. He got his 3 goals, likely will see the bench for the rest of the game after a great performance by him. So Rano is the one that replaces Mansour at the number 9 position. Kerr will play it forward to Ruano, who just came on and was looking to poach a goal right off the bat. Unable to connect on that pass. Busy day for the Dragons today as women's soccer and women's volleyball, both on the road. Volleyball headed to face off against this Allegany College as we speak, while women's soccer is live at Hagerstown Community College right now. No updates on that score. Griffith going to be called off for offsides on this one as the center referee still unaware of the fact that it was called. Officials still not synchronized on that one, but play will continue. For the Dragons, this is their final warm-up before what is typically their toughest regular season contest of the year, as they will host CCBC Essex on September 14th at 4 p.m. The Knights, typically a top nationally ranked team, have been winning regional titles for both Division I and now Division II for as long as we can remember, and continue to be the power of this region. As another offside is called, this time on Ruano. So make sure you attend in one way or another, whether you watch this same stream or if you come to show up and cheer on your Dragons. That is a date to circle on your calendar. Played forward. Pope gets around the goalkeeper. Pope, and this time he will not miss. Emmanuel Pope, a nice first touch around the goalkeeper and taps it into the open net. And Dragons make it 10 now on the Trojans. So once again, Dragons on the front foot right after the kickoff. Alanmakov, right after taking a shot that was saved by Whiteside, will put in the corner kick that flies over everybody on the back post. Cargbo into the middle of the box, saved by Whiteside, who went down for it, and a great job shielding the ball away from Cargbo on the rebound by Reese Clem. Otherwise, Cargbo would surely have put it in on the second try. Now, it's going to be the Trojans' turn to finally get forward. They still don't have a shot yet in this contest. And that one goes off the body of Kamaga. Gomez had a shot at picking it up for Allegany. As Jason Newman, another great run by him. Now, it's going to be Clem. Slide tackle takes it away. And I believe the entire Dragons team was offsides there. And Griffith will be called. The entire front three for Howard, all about 10 yards offsides. Sandoval working on Pope, who is shifted to right back, an unfamiliar position for him. Kamaga covers it nicely from behind, unable to keep it in bounds though, and it will be out for a throw-in. 20 minutes left in this contest. At this point, the only result in question is how much for the Dragons, as injury takes place there as Ethan Hoppert goes down. A handshake there between Kerr and Hoppert. Good sportsmanship there as Hoppert is able to hop right back up. Foul was called on the Dragons. Damian Sandoval stands over it. This is going to be a great opportunity for the Trojans. Sandoval plays his left foot short. Clem runs onto it. That shot will go wide. So Allegany will pick up their first shot of the game, but it is not on target as Clem just couldn't quite put his foot through it. And a substitution will occur as Stoughton will return to the game. Cargbo able to shrug off his defender. He's behind the defense. Cargbo still into the box. Cargbo takes a shot, goes wide. Not sure if he was shooting for that or trying to find Pope on the back post. Either way, it was very close to accomplishing the end result of a goal, but Trojans survived that one. So Portillo will enter back in the game, giving Pope a rest. Good fight there as Berdini Paul able to fight off the Trojans. I believe that was Newman who was trying to jockey for position. Cargbo. Dragons trying to hold their line. Denor is still on side. He runs onto it. Leonard Denor, wide open. Denor shot, and it goes wide. It hits the side netting. And once again, the Dragons blow a one-on-one opportunity on the goal. There would be one complaint about the Dragons of this game. They have not been clinical with their finishing. Yes, they put in 10 goals, but so many chances that they've had that really should have been goals. Certainly will need to be cleaned up, as they won't get many opportunities like that against stronger opponents. Now, Newman, he'll get a shot at Newman, fighting off a defender, but he was offsides on the play. And that is the first offsides for Allegany in this game, as Jason Newman continues to be the most dangerous player on the Trojans. Portillo. Cargbo's on sides. Cargbo, one-on-one. Cargbo versus Whiteside, and Cargbo shows off exactly what we were talking about with clinical finishing. And you can hear the Allegany coach on the sideline here disappointed his team not following the run of Cargbo, as they were going for the offside trap and just don't quite have the energy left in them to continue running after him and just let Cargbo go wide open on Whiteside for the goal. 11-0 for the Dragons. So just under 15 minutes left to play. Howard up 11-0 and still going forward. Griffith goes wide to Portillo, who first touch nicely down. He'll find Denor on the near sideline in the corner. Denor chips into the box. And Doughton went up for the header, but Whiteside first to it. Good interception by Teichel. Gives it away, though. Kerr finds Doughton. Long cross. Looking for the back post. Denor picks it up. Clem knocks it away from him, but only as far as the corner, as Denor and Clem again slides through and earns a corner kick for Howard, but good effort by Clem on the play. As Abdul Kamara will make his first appearance in this game. Kamara, who put in 4 assists the last time the Dragons played at home here. Whiteside does a good job of snagging the corner kick. He'll boot it up. Gomez fighting for it. Gomez trying to get a touch on it, and it will roll out. Played all the way through, and Monroy gets a rare touch in the game as he will play it up to Navas. Navas to Doughton. Doughton gives it to a streaking, I believe that's Mayumbo. Mayumbo shot, and it will roll all the way into the goal. Dragons at another one. Excuse me, that's Abdul Kamara, who had just come into the game. And one of his first touches is put in for a goal. Navas plays it back to Monroy, and good touches between Kamaga and Monroy as Howard able to now work the ball up the field. Estrada gets it through to Denor. Denor under pressure. Plays it into Doughton. Doughton leaves it off. And it is Kamara again who adds another one. So 13-0 in favor of Howard. The Dragons just keep on going forward. Doughton picks his head up, tries to play it forward for Ruano, and just put a little bit too much into that one. Foul called against Denor as the Trojans just look absolutely gassed right now, unable to really just catch their breath at all. Clem, good kick forward as Newman will try to get a touch on it. Newman picks it up, taking on the entire Dragons defense by himself. Newman, slide tackle through, and what a play by Didier Estrada to get the ball off of Newman's foot at just the last second. Molina under pressure. Finds Sandoval. Given away to Kerr. Dragons on the counter again. Kerr picks his head up. Estrada. Now he'll play it forward for Denor. Denor trying to get to it in time. Denor gets the shot off and goal. Denor picks up the goal. Estrada the assist, and that's got to feel good for Estrada as he gets on the scoreboard for the first time since the spring season. And Dragons ahead 14-0. Kerr plays to the corner. Kamara finds Doughton. Doughton, who certainly wants to see his name get on the score sheet too, will try a long shot, and it bounces in front of Whiteside, who makes a nice sprawling save on that one. Kamara plays it across, and Whiteside cuts it out. And a foul called. Clock is stopped. And a yellow card goes to number 6, Oscar Molina Jr., as he took his frustration out on the Dragons there, I believe. I'll get clarification on that later. Kamara gets around the goalkeeper. Kamara and his shot into the open net hits off the post. And again, the Dragons with a glorious opportunity and just couldn't get the shot in there. But a great play by Abdul Kamara to open himself up on that play for the shot. Tickle. Clem switches the field all the way over to Mallory. Played back to his goalkeeper, who just boots it out of play. And taken back by the Dragons. Kamaga to Portillo. And Kamaga will pull it back as Coach Dragunov of the Dragons insisting that his team just work on possession right now. Now it's going to be Doughton. Doughton, that shot will be blocked away by Clem. Nice play as it comes sliding in. Some confusion between the Dragons about who was coming out on that substitution as Romero came in, and finally it is Burdini Paul who will exit on the far side of the field with just 5 minutes remaining. Estrada finds Martinez. Portillo Doughton plays it across. Kamara shot saved by Whiteside. Tycho. Kamaga comes flying through and takes possession for Howard. And they will play it backwards and just keep control. Dragons now trying to place keep away and just keep possession. Nice touch by Kerr to get around Clem. Estrada. And this is more what Coach Dragunov had been pleading his first team to do, and he would be a very happy man if Allegany didn't touch the ball again for the last 3 minutes of this game, but Dragons now pushing forward. Doughton, he'll tee one up, a shot, and Doughton scores. Evan Doughton had been trying to get his name on the scoreboard for a while and ends up getting it done there with 2:53 left. And that will make it 15-0 in favor of the Dragons. Dragons still not following the directions of Dragunov, and that shot, a long shot, and another goal is scored. So this time it's going to be Abdul Kamara scoring with Doughton picking up the assist as the two switched roles in the previous goal. And now 16-0 in favor of the Dragons. Sandoval leaves it off for Clem. Taken away by Kamaga. And Clem is now down. I think he might be cramping there. Play will continue as the referee checks in on Clem and makes sure he's okay. Headed forward by Newman. Gomez tries a shot, but taken off his foot by Navas before he could get it off. Tycho decides to tee one up, and he'll try a shot from the 50-yard line, which will go wide. But, at this point, why not? Good for him to just have a shot at it. Long ball forward. Doughton gets around the goalkeeper. Doughton will put into the net. And with 44 seconds left, it will be a 17-0 game for the Dragons. And Doughton tries to pass it wide there, goes out of bounds. And with the clock will count down here as the Dragons will take this commanding win, 17-0, and will build some momentum before they get to CCBC Essex. So that will do it for us in Columbia. A great job by the Dragons, taking care of business. Final score in Columbia, 17 for Howard, 0 for Allegany. Once again, follow us on September 14th as the Dragons will take on CCBC Essex in a huge regional matchup right here on the Dragons Network. On behalf of everyone at Howard Community College, we thank you for attending and hope that you come